Welcome everyone. Here in the previous classes we have started that why, that is with the experiment which was done to prove that DNA was the genetic material. The first conclusive experiment was done by Frederick Griffith, which is also called as Griffith's experiment of transformation. In this experiment we have seen that something has transferred from the virulent strain into non-virulent strain. Something has transferred into the non-virulent strain. Here in the previous experiment, that is, we have seen that there was something which has been transformed from heat killed strain to R strain. Something has been gone into this one. Something has been gone from S3 strain into R2 strain, which led to the transformation of S, that is R strain, into S strain. That is S strain, not S strain, that is which has led to the transformation of this R strain, that is non-virulent strain. Non-virulent strain into virulent strain. Something from here might have gone here, which has transformed this non-virulent strain into a virulent strain. Something has gone there by which the R, which was R strain, rough strain, which was not having the cover, got the cover, and because of that cover it was able to infect the mice with the disease, and that is why the mice died. He was unable to explain what is that. He was unable to explain the chemical nature of this substance which has transformed this R strain, non-virulent strain, into virulent strain. Here Frederick Griffith was unable to explain the chemical nature. What is it? What type of chemical it is which has transformed this non-virulent strain into a virulent strain. Now his work was taken forward by three another scientists, that is Oswald Avery, Colin MacLeod, and Macklin McCarthy. These three scientists has taken forward the work of Frederick Griffith. They were determined to prove that they were determined to know the nature of this material which has transformed this R strain, non-virulent strain, into a virulent strain. But before this, it was said, that is, it was understood that protein, DNA, that is the genetic material, is a protein. Genetic material is a protein. Prior to the discovery of this Oswald, that is Avery, MacLeod, and McCarthy, the genetic material was considered, that is protein was considered as the genetic material. But after that experiment, after the research done by these three scientists, then it was proved that protein is not the genetic material, DNA is the genetic material. What they did, how they proved that protein is not the genetic material, DNA is the genetic material. He only said something has transformed the non-virulent strain into a virulent strain. He was unable to explain the chemical nature. Now they have tried to work out the chemical nature of that substance which has transformed the virulent strain into a non-virulent strain. What is the chemical nature of the substance? So for knowing what was that substance which has transformed, to know now, what they did was they have purified all the biochemical substances which was present in the S3 strain. They have purified the biochemical substances which were present in the S3 strain, because we said now something from S3 has transformed this non-virulent strain, R strain, into a virulent strain. So what is that something which was there in S3? To know that something, now what they did was they extracted the biochemicals. Biochemicals in the sense they have extracted the DNA, they have extracted RNA, and they have extracted proteins. These biomolecules they have isolated and purified. They have isolated these molecules which were present in S3. They have taken out these 3 molecules and they have purified this that is molecules. They have purified the molecules. Okay. Now they have taken purified protein and has put, that is, they have taken the protein, and that protein, on that protein they have put the protease. Protease are the enzymes which digest the proteins. Proteases are the enzymes which digest the protein. Okay. They have taken these proteins, not here. For example, if this is that is bacteria, inside this bacteria na, they have taken out this proteins, DNA and RNA. Now what they did was they have injected the protease in this in order to know which one was causing, out of these 3, which one is transforming this non-virulent strain into virulent strain. So to know this, first they have put this protease. First they have put the protease inside this mice. So when it put the protease na, what happened? The proteins were digested. The proteins were digested. So the proteins were digested, but even after the digestion of proteins, when the protein was gone, there was no transformation. There was no there is still here. This is the cell with protein S3, that is S3 with protein and RNA and DNA. Okay, they have plus R2. In this now they have put the protease. They have put the protease. You just remove this R2. In this estrena they have put the protease. The protease digested the protein. The protease is the enzyme which digests the protein. So it has digested the protein. So there is no protein inside this. Now the only thing which is there inside is RNA and DNA. This is S3. RNA and DNA. Heat killed S3. Heat killed. This was injected into the mice. This was injected into the mice. Mice died. Mice died because this, now with the death of this mice, it proved that this is not the substance which is transforming the non-virulent strain into a virulent strain. Okay. Now then again they did, what they did is, again instead of this protein, here this is DNA, RNA and protein. In another heat killed S strain. Now they have put RNAs. They have put RNAs. RNA is the enzyme. RNase is the enzyme which digests the RNA. RNA is the enzyme which digested the RNA. Now this heat killed bacteria is only with DNA and protein. So DNA and protein, no RNA. It was injected into the mice along with R2. It was injected into the mice along with R2. What happened? At this also the mice died. After this also the mice died. So they concluded that RNA is also not the thing which is transforming the non-virulent strain into a virulent strain. There was chance, the mice died. Okay, so transformation was seen. In this case, when proteins were digested also transformation was seen. Even after the digestion of RNA also transformation was seen. Now third, what they did is, they have taken this So here it was having DNA, RNA and protein. So instead of RNAs they have taken DNAs. DNAs. DNAs is the enzyme which digests the DNA. Because of this enzyme, the DNA was digested. The DNA was digested. So now there is no DNA in this. Now only what we have? RNA and protein. We have RNA and protein. So this S3 with RNA and protein, there is no DNA inside it. And plus R2 has been injected into the mice. Has been injected into the mice. Now the mice survived. The mice did not die. The mice survived because DNA was there was nothing to inhibit. The mice died. When this DNA was removed from this, when DNA was digested by the DNAs, the mice survived. Now they proved that DNA is the only thing which is transforming this R strain, R non-virulent strain into virulent strain. Because of that, the organism is died. So by this experiment, they have proved that DNA is the only genetic material which is responsible for changing this non-virulent strain into a DNA is the only material which is responsible for this transformation. They have proved it by using this different enzymes, proteases, RNAs and DNAs. By digesting them one by one, they have proved that RNA is not the one which is causing this transformation. Protein is also not the one which is causing this transformation. What is causing this transformation is the DNA. So that is how they proved, the scientists proved that DNA is the genetic material. DNA is the genetic material. Now further experiment was conducted by Hershey and Chase. These two are the two scientists who has proved that DNA is the only genetic material. They have also got to the same conclusion, but it was further taken by this Hershey and Chase. These two other scientists in 1952, they discovered that DNA is the only genetic material. So for doing this, for proving this, they did the experiment by using two organisms. One is T2-phage and another is E. coli. This T2-phage, they are nothing but these are the viruses which can infect bacteria. These are the viruses which can infect bacteria. Okay, so they have taken T2-phages and E. coli for their experiment. These T2-phages were grown in taking two mediums. They have taken two mediums. One is P32, that is radioactive sulfur, and one is S35, that is P32, that is radioactive phosphorus, and S35, that is radioactive sulfur. They have taken that is dish or something, plate, in which they have put this P2, that is for radioactive sulfur. In another one they have put, that is radioactive phosphorus. Here it is P32, here it is S35. They have put radioactive sulfur in this and radioactive phosphorus in this, and then they have allowed this, they have put T2-phage. By taking the nutrients from this, the T2-phages has grown. So now that is here for the experiment, you just remember they have taken two things, T2-phages and E. coli. T2-phages, few of the T2-phages were grown in radioactive phosphorus, and few of the T2-phages were grown in radioactive sulfur. And remember one more thing, sulfur is the component of protein. And phosphorus is the component of DNA. That is, phosphorus is present in the DNA. Phosphorus is not present in the protein. Whereas sulfur is present in the protein, sulfur is not present in DNA. Remember these things. Phosphorus is a component of DNA and sulfur is a component of protein. If we say, we have seen that T2 for this experiment, Hershey and Chase have taken two organisms. One is T2 phage and one is E. coli. This is E. coli is bacteria. We all know what is bacteria. Now T2 phages, here this is the structure of a T2 phage. This T2 phage has a head, polygonal head, which is made up of polysaccharide, that is capsule or protein. This is polygonal head, which is made up of protein coat. Okay, and inside this is the genetic material. Then head has, this one is the middle piece. This one is the middle piece. At the end of this middle piece now, we have a tail, that is plate, end plate. This is called as end plate. And from here they have the tails. With the help of this tail, and this is the E. coli. If I draw this E. coli, this will be the structure. It is present in many shapes. So this is the E. coli, which is scattered. So now this tail will help in attachment to of this bacteriophage to the E. coli. Okay, and this end plate will have a perforation. End plate will have a perforation, that is hole inside it, so that the DNA can pass through it. From here it will enter into here. Okay, this one, with the help of the tails, it will be attaching itself to the E. coli, that is bacteria, and with the help of this perforation in the middle plate, the genetic material from this T2 phage will enter into this E. coli bacteria. Okay, so this is the structure of T2 phage, which consists of a polygonal head, which is made up of protein coat, and inside this we find the genetic material. Inside this head material is there. This head is made up of protein. Inside the coat we have this genetic material. Then below this head we have a middle piece. Okay, at the end of the middle piece we have an end plate. End plate is having the perforation hole, so that the genetic material from this head goes inside it, and it can go inside it can infect the bacteria. And this tail will be present, the tail will be helping in the attachment of this bacteriophage to this bacteria. So this is the structure of the T2 phage. So these T2 phages were grown in two mediums. One consists of sulfur, radioactive sulfur, and one consists of radioactive phosphorus. Okay, so these two phages were grown in these two cultures. Now, and I already said you, sulfur is a component of this one. This protein will have sulfur inside it, because protein is made up of amino acids. Cysteine is an amino acid, arginine is an amino acid, which is present in this one. So in the protein, sulfur is present. So this coat will be having sulfur in it, and the DNA will be having phosphorus. We have already studied the structure of DNA. So T2 phages will be, phosphorus is the component. So these T2 phages, when we develop, when we have grown in this now, here also T2 phage is there, here also T2 phages are there. Okay. Now the T2 phages which were there in that is T2 phages which were grown in what, that is radioactive phosphorus. So here T2 phages with this one sulfur, they have got the sulfur, they develop their protein sulfur in the amino acid. So this sulfur which was present inside this medium has gone inside the, for example, if this is this one. So the sulfur which was present has gone inside the coat. The radioactive has gone inside the coat. Okay, and this that is the phosphorus. Not sorry, this is the phosphorus. Phosphorus has gone inside this genetic material, and sulfur has gone inside the protein coat. So T2 phages with phosphorus, here they were having this genetic material became the radioactive. Normally genetic material, it consists of sulfur, but we have put this radioactive sulfur in this now. So now if this is the T2 phage, we have P32. This is the T2 phage which is grown in S35. It is grown in S35. Now this P2, that is the radioactive phosphorus, has entered into this DNA. Has entered into this DNA. This phosphorus has not taken by this protein. Only the phosphorus has been taken up by the DNA. So DNA with radioactive phosphorus. Here this is the T2 phage with DNA as the radioactive, that is inside the DNA radioactive phosphorus is present. So now this is the T2 phage. Inside this DNA we don't find this S35 inside the DNA. Where we find this S35? In this protein coat. We find this S35 in this protein coat. S35 has not entered inside the DNA. S35 has entered, that is radioactive, and that is sulfur has entered into the protein coat. Here radioactive phosphorus has entered into the DNA, not in the protein coat. Because why it has entered? Because sulfur is a component of protein, and phosphorus is the component of DNA. So how they did this experiment, we will see. Next class we will see the experiment which is done by Hershey and Chase taking this T2 phages and E. coli. How the experiment is done, we will see. But as of now, Hershey and Chase has proved that DNA is the genetic material by doing the experiment, and for doing that experiment they have taken T2 phages and E. coli. They have grown this T2 phages in radioactive sulfur and radioactive phosphorus and radioactive sulfur. So when they have grown this T2 phages in radioactive sulfur and radioactive phosphorus, so here the T2 phages which were grown in radioactive phosphorus has got radioactive phosphorus inside their DNA, and the T2 phages which were grown in the sulfur, they have got the radioactive sulfur in their protein coat. So now further we will take the experiment, it is a bigger one, in the next class.